headlines may now even be responsible for bringing the president's approval ratings down. And I'm joined now by pollster, president of the Word Doctors, Frank Luntz, is back with us. Frank, good to see you. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Sean.
All right. Well, why don't we first, we'll start our way and we'll move our way backwards. All right. Well, let's go back. This is Sergeant Crowley immediately yesterday after the big beer brouhaha. Here's what he had to say.
We had a cordial and productive discussion today with the President, Vice President, and Professor Gates. We have all agreed that it is important to look forward rather than backward. Issues important to all of us will form the basis of discussions between Professor Gates and me in the days and weeks to come. Professor Gates and I bring different perspectives to these issues and have agreed that both perspectives should be addressed in an effort to provide a constructive outcome to the events of the past month. Thank you.
All right, Frank, first, let's look at it. I think, obviously, the officer's taken the high road. I don't think we could really learn anything, though, if we don't look back. But what do you think of the whole idea and the way this came down? No apologies came out of this.
Which is surprising to me. Barack Obama is very good when he needs to be contrite, when he needs to say, hey, I made a mistake, I went too far. All through the campaign, that was his high mark. He had the ability to know when to step back and reset the political equation. He didn't do it here. And I think this is an opportunity, and I'm glad to have this, and I appreciate it, Sean, to say just what a tough job, what a challenging job the policemen of this country have. They're not appreciated. They're attacked by the media. They're attacked by newspapers. They're attacked by angry citizens because they hold citizens accountable. It's about time that we say thank you to the cops. We're always doing it to the military, which we should be doing, but they keep us safe right here. And I think that this sergeant did a fantastic job of keeping himself calm, cool, and collected in this awful media storm.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's work our way back a little bit here, if we can, because, you know, for no reason at all, even admitting that he didn't have any facts, the president went out there and accused these police officers of acting stupidly. Now, okay, that was the first mistake, and then he tried to, downplay it instead of apologizing. Then he moved forward. Well, this is a teachable moment. We got to lower the volume here. I felt his conduct all along this whole thing was frankly disturbing to me because I felt like he had no right to say that in this case.
Look, people make mistakes. They say things that they shouldn't say. Using the word stupid was a very loaded word, and I believe that he did it deliberately. And I would have thought that after realizing that he'd stepped in it, that he made a mistake, that he would say, look, I spoke too soon. I shouldn't have said what I said. I apologize. We are a very forgiving country, Sean. When we acknowledge that we made a mistake, the public says, great, let's move on. But Obama never really did that. And quite frankly, this beer summit, the only good thing about it is that at least Barack Obama chose Bud Light as his beer. At least he chose an American beer.
Well, look, I like Bud Light, I like Coors Light, and I still like Heineken Light. Is that okay? Does that make me... it makes you
two-thirds... Now, Sean, it only makes you two-thirds okay.
Oh, I'm only two-thirds. All right. Well, that's fair. That's fair enough. But even leading up to this whole thing, when the president talked about, well, this is hype, this is too much hyperbole, we've got to lower the volume, when he talks about ginning up anger, I was thinking those were all the mistakes I felt that he made in this whole process. And what I feel like he did is somehow he very skillfully manipulated the American people away from talking about his mistake into turning this into a bigger issue. But the American people, according to the polls, didn't buy it. Do you think he pulled it off?
Now, I don't think he pulled it off, and I think what's happening with him in healthcare is an example. At the very moment that he needed to be focused on his healthcare plan, and he is a good salesman, let's give him credit for being an awesome communicator. At the moment that he needed to be communicating his plan, as it seems to be dropping in the polls every single day, he suddenly diverted onto an issue that he wanted nothing to do with. But it's his own fault. By using that word stupid, he launched himself into a place that he couldn't get out of, and he lost an entire week's ability to communicate.
Well, it was actually 2 weeks when we really go to the very beginning of this. So really the key words after he made the mistake and said stupidly, the magic word out of that would have been, I'm sorry, I apologize. But he didn't want to do it. And what does that say about him?
He would have said the phrase, he would have actually used that word stupidly, I was stupid to step into an issue that would have been well enough left alone. If he then pivoted on the word that he used and then given the apology and let's move forward, you wouldn't be talking about it today. But he wouldn't do it, and that's a big mistake by this White House.
What do you think it's, do people like me who are skeptical of the president, that thinks that he's been hiding his radicalism, does this just reinforce the views of people like myself, or do perhaps independents look at a case like this, those that were willing to give him the benefit of the doubt on issues like Jeremiah Wright and Bill Ayers, does this now open their eyes a little bit? Do they take a second look that maybe guys like Sean Hannity might have been right all along?
I want to give you what you're leading me towards, but I actually think that it makes people doubt his judgment in times of pressure. Remember, this was spoken during a press conference, so there was no briefing there. And he spoke totally off the cuff. It was the final question. It says to people that just maybe he's a little tired, he's making some mistakes, and if I have some doubt about him in this performance, can I really trust what he's saying in other things? Sean, it doesn't make people angry at him. What it does is it makes them doubt the things that he says after that.
Maybe that's what I was saying, but in other words, I think that he used terms during the campaign. He would read his teleprompter. It was very well scripted. He gave a great speech. And then there were guys like me saying, you know what, I think he's far more radical than he lets on. Are those doubts creeping in now? Maybe that's a better way to...
It's more, is he up to the job in the way that we have to trust him with the budget, with health care, with energy, with the environment? That's the concern. Is he up to the job?
Frank, we got to run. Good to see you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And coming off the health